Support for this program is brought to you by listeners like you. Thank you.
The Local Thread.
Welcome to A Moment of Truth. Experience a wealth of unique culture insights from practical advice from our guests, designed to enhance your cruising adventures and vacation planning. Whether you're a seasoned traveler or just starting your journey, you'll gain valuable perspectives that will inspire and guide you every step of the way. Joanne Ricks will present tips on traveling with children. Pamela Tyus will share insights into breathtaking scenery of Cabo, and Brian James will conclude the program by explaining the importance of wellness travel. So, our first session will be about smart parent-approved tips for traveling with children. First, let me introduce our guest, Joanne Ricks, my older sister, and also here is my co-host, my wife, Pamela Tyus. And I'd like to start off with, Joanne, how often have you traveled with kids?
I have traveled with kids probably in the space of a year's time, probably about maybe 3 to 4 times a year.
Okay. And Pamela, I have the same question for you. How often have you traveled with kids?
Wow. I've got 12 grandchildren. I've taken all of them on either cruises or train trips. It's almost like every trip I've taken. So I would say altogether maybe about 15 trips.
So, Joanne, what places have you traveled to with kids?
We've been out of the country. We've been to Hong Kong, Singapore, the Philippines,
Great.
Japan, Hawaii, which I love, Canada, and, of course, the United States.
Pam, same question for you.
The only time I braved up to take them out of the country was cruising to the islands, like Caribbean islands. Mm-hmm. And then we've traveled across the country, too. And a really memorable trip was a train ride we had. Carter often says, over 50 hours. We went to, from here, Toledo, to PNW, Pacific Northwest. So got a chance to see a lot of country that we hadn't driven through before, but beautiful, memorable.
And Joanne, what tips do you have for travelers traveling with kids?
Be prepared. Do not be impatient.
Yes.
Because for children traveling, they look at it totally different from the adults. So make sure you have their favorite toy, book, whatever they like, because you'll have many minutes where there's nothing for them to do. So you have to keep them occupied in order for you to enjoy the trip and not get stressed out. So I always recommend that, and now we're in the new age of social media. When I was traveling, you just had pen and paper, crayons, and maybe a little gadget that would move, but now you have social media, so it makes it a lot easier. But just be prepared and make sure that they have something that will keep them occupied that they love. Take books, because if nothing else, kids need to learn how to read, and a lot of times that's the one thing they won't take. Right. Take it and just maybe make a game out of it and have them read something, spell something, do something to keep them occupied and keep their mind moving in the forward direction, and it makes it a lot easier for you, the adult.
Yes.
And Pamela, the same question for you.
Melatonin. No. Yeah, finding things that they really like. Carter is 8, but he still totes a stuffed animal around. It calms him. Sometimes I have him write specific things that he really notices. It's like a contest. Like I Spy with my little eyes, and so he'll write out, and I bet you didn't see this, and I bet you didn't see that. So, yeah, any sort of creativity just to really keep them from going wild. And on the plane, especially, a long plane ride.
Right.
Boy, I learned to make sure they had really comfortable clothes on. Taking a child into an airplane bathroom,
Oh no.
yeah, it gets to be a challenge. So things that they really like, their favorite snacks, and yeah, it can make it a lot more comfortable trip.
So, Joanne, you mentioned yesterday that the best way to take kids on vacation is on the cruise line.
Yes, because they will take your children in the morning, and you may not see them to bedtime. Sometimes they may come back in between lunch if they had to change their clothes or something, or they may have forgotten something that they want or need. Other than that, you find you a seat on the deck. The waiters are always available to bring you some liquid refreshment or whatever you want. They will bring you food, and that is the best vacation because the kids are occupied and they're doing fun stuff, not just silly stuff. They're doing fun stuff.
Right.
And they have contests for them. They have a lot of different type of games and things, and you'll see them pass you, and you may want to wave. But you don't call them to you. You just wave at them and let them go right on. And that has been, for me, taking my sons, my grandchildren, and now I'm not to the great-grandkids, but that's the best trip that I found for the adults as well as the kids.
Yes.
Pam, you have any comments on that?
Oh, I agree totally. Yeah. I met a woman on my very first cruise. She had 18-month-old twins. She was from the Bahamas, and they were fraternal twins, a girl and a boy, and she was really worried about leaving them, but the program took them even at that age. When she went back to go get them at dinner time, they didn't want to go with her.
No.
Yeah, so they have age-specific activities for the girls and the boys. Carter really fell in love with the golfing that they had going on top of the ship this last time. But that's fantastic.
Yes.
They were all really good with kids.
Wonderful.
So, I have a question. What about passports for kids?
We need them.
Yes.
You get them
Yes.
because there's no room for error.
Right.
And if you get someplace and you have issues, your passport is your sure piece of identification
Definitely.
that everyone accepts. So even though they may be young, and a lot of times they may tell you that if they're 3, 4, or 5, you don't need it.
Yeah.
Where we are right now, I think anything over a year old needs a passport.
Yeah.
If they sit still long enough to get their picture taken, they may not be able to sign their name, but they can spit on it, or they can put their finger on it, whatever. But I think it's the safest thing just to have it. Better to have it
passport.
and not need it than to need it and not have it and not be in a position to get it.
I agree. Take a picture of it, keep it in your phone, email it to yourself, and it keeps you out of the long birth certificate line. Because I have a passport, and the last trip we had to get in the birth certificate line for Carter because he didn't have his passport. But he will have it next time.
Yeah. So, do you encourage the kids to try local dishes, or do they just eat what they like to eat?
I encourage them. Luckily, my sons, my grandchildren, we eat anything but bugs and worms. so I've been good, and they're willing to try different things. But because we traveled so much, and for a period of time we lived overseas for 2 years, that they were able to develop a taste for different items, even though some look delicious and taste like crap, and some look like crap and are delicious. So they've learned
Yeah.
tasting is the best judge of what that item brings you in your taste buds. So they've been good about experimenting with different types of food.
That's good. 'Cause a
Pamela,
lot
any
of
comments
kids
on that?
won't even try it. Well, I'm a foodie, and I eat anything, even if it's moving. So kids growing up with me got used to at least trying it. You know, you can't say and don't say, oh, that's gross, that's nasty, especially if you haven't even tasted it.
Right.
So they found out, even my grandson is sergeant in the Air Force now. And I remember being on a cruise ship, and he remembered a friend of mine had made me a sushi roll. And he ran through the kitchen. Can I have some? What's that? I said, sushi. Can I have some sushi? He fell in love with it. So Korean sushi doesn't have fish in it.
Right.
And a lot of people have that problem, you know, with raw fish. But put a little soy sauce on there. He loved it. So when he saw a sushi bar on the ship, he got all excited. 5 years old, but really, really excited to see that. So,
Right.
yeah. And that's an easy, cheap way of exploring, you know, different cuisine.
Right.
You know, try it at least. Maybe they won't even like it now, but next year, try it again.
So when you're traveling with kids and you're on vacation, do you protect their sleep and downtime? Like, for example, at home, they probably go to bed at a certain time every night. When you're on vacation, do you keep the same routine or do you change it? Or
You change it rapidly. You definitely, because one, your bedtime is not their bedtime. And if you're, say, on a ship or something, if they normally go to bed at 9 o'clock, at 9 o'clock, there's all kinds of wonderful things that are happening on the ship. Wonderful. And you don't want to miss it. And it's not fair to put them in the bed while you go have lots of fun. And basically, when the caregivers take the kids, they also involve them in things that can go to 10, 11, 12 o'clock. But they'll let you know, but you give them permission because it's just, you're on vacation too, and you want to enjoy this. You don't want this to be a bad
Yeah.
memory for you when you get back home. So in order for everybody to have a fun time, you just kind of put life as you know it aside and say, this is vacation. Explain to the kids, we're here to enjoy. We're going to enjoy every minute of it. They'll be happy and they'll look forward to the next vacation.
Yes.
okay. Any comments, Pam?
No.
No, do you agree?
Exactly. Totally. Yeah. 'Cause
So
you get
when you're
back
traveling
home,
with
you can
kids, do you
sleep
mix
in.
culture with play? So, and what I mean by, do you put museums and tours along with other things that they do?
Depending on where you're going. It depends on where you go. The one thing that has everything that a kid could ever want in life is Disneyland. Disneyland in Miami, Disneyland in Los Angeles. And when you go, it's at least a 2 or 3 day experience. It's not one.
Yep.
People think they can go one day. It's a 2 or 3 day experience, and you still may not get to see every single thing. But because they offer so much, that it's important that you get to share as much as you can with the children, because they may not get that way again. And when they get grown and think they'll take their kids, they may not do that either. So it's important that they get that moment of fulfillment for what they're doing, and they can at least keep that memory and decide how they want to pass it on as they get to be adults and get to be in the pain side of this treat
Yes.
and not the treating side of the treat, where the kids enjoy it.
So how do you get them to document the trip? Go ahead.
If they're young, draw stuff. They also, you have pictures. You have the instant cameras. You have the watches that take pictures. So basically, whatever gets their attention for them to retain what they saw, if they want to draw it, and then maybe make it a scrapbook, which people don't even know scrapbooks anymore. We used to do scrapbooks, and then you put dates and times and things so they can go back and then they can show it with their friends. They can take it to school and show it and show and tell, which is a wonderful, wonderful thing. So that makes a big difference for them too.
Pam, you have
Yes.
anything to add to that?
Oh, no, most kids have either a phone or a tablet or something too. And they can snap all those, and you know how your memories pop up a year later, and it just kind of revives a lot of the fun that sometimes you've forgotten that you had done.
Right.
So, yeah.
So, what is the average cost of a family trip? Cruise, airfare.
If you win the lotto, don't worry about it. But if you have to go to work every day and you have to plan, it depends on how many people going. First off, is the mother and father or just the mother? It depends on the number of kids and their ages and how you're going to get there. Are you going to go by car? Are you going to go by train? No one takes Greyhound anymore. So you can't really throw that in there.
Right.
But it used to be back, because I'm an older person, back when I used to travel, we would travel from Toledo to Illinois, from there to California. So it's very expensive, which is why most people may not go too far with their kids. But basically, give it a thought and know that how you go determines how much you spend. The fastest way, of course, is airplanes, and that's also the most expensive. Cost-wise, I dare not give you a thought of that, only because of the fact that it varies so much. The airlines, each airline has a whole different scale of stuff, and then when you get where you're going, what are you going to do? Are you going to rent a car?
Right.
Are you going to Uber? Are
Exactly.
you going to take a cab? Although people don't know cabs run anymore, but they do. They're out there. So everything depends, but primarily careful planning. You can go online and check prices. You can get everything together and overestimate, because it's safer than to get where you're going and find out, my card is not taking any more of these swipes, and what do we do?
So, traveling with kids is joyful but unpredictable. Embrace a slower pace and often leads to deeper and more meaningful experiences. You're listening to A Moment of Truth, presented by Sojourner's Truth newspaper. Welcome back. Now, Pamela and I are excited to share why Los Cabo should be your next travel destination. And we're going to discuss why going to this destination feels like it was designed to impress. They have dramatic landscapes, luxury resorts, and a mix of adventure and relaxation. So, Pamela, what is the first thing people need to understand about this destination?
Cabo is a beautiful place. It's really different than going to Cancun, some of the other Mexican destinations you go to. It's safe. It's beautiful. On the Sea of Cortez or on the Pacific side, it's often the Baja, that little extension that dips down from California. That's where you're at there. Do not go in October, but I have nothing negative at all to say about Cabo.
So, although the strong tides of the Pacific Ocean may make some of the beaches in Los Cabo too dangerous to swim, that doesn't mean you can't conquer these blue waters.
Right.
So, while some beaches have strong tides, many offer, would you agree, jet skiing, parasailing, scuba diving, surfing.
All of that. And some of the beaches are swimmable.
Okay.
But they definitely let you know. There's going to be signs saying no swimming. And the last place I stayed, which is in Los Cabos, there's Los Cabos and there's Cabo San Lucas. They're attached, but different things going on. A lot more shopping and restaurants and bars and other activities going on that way. But the hotel beaches where you cannot swim, they have like a scale that shows where the tide is, and it's monitored closely to make sure you do not get in the water because of those strong tides.
Okay, so there's no shortage of ways to enjoy the water.
No.
Okay, They have a lot of different ways that you can enjoy the water, even though you may not be able to get into it. But there's a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
So what are some of the top highlights of this destination?
My most favorite one was going whale watching. We went out on not a little boat. There was a lot of people. We had dinner on this boat. It was a sunset dinner. We got to see that famous ark. There was another huge structure out there. It looks like Scooby-Doo. It's stone. Lover's Beach. They call that because the waters meet there at the Gulf of California and the Pacific. Yeah. But whale watching, and when you really get to see, which we did, we had a mama whale and her baby, and they just put on a display. It was beautiful.
So one of the amazing things about this destination is when the Pacific Ocean meets the Sea of
Cortez.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And that's very unforgettable because it's the two different colors in the water.
Mm-hmm. You can see it.
That's man-made. That's something that's unbelievable that you may see. One of the things about this destination is that the views alone are unforgettable.
Yes.
Okay, you talked about the Ark at Land's End. Can you explain a little bit more what that is?
It's awesome. The water is beautiful again. You get out to that location, and everyone goes around there. That's also a good site close by there for whale watching, where people go. And they take pictures. Everyone wants that background with the ark behind them.
Yeah.
We went out another time out that way in a glass bottom boat and got to see all kind of fish. We went kayaking. We didn't kayak out that far, but lots of fun things, memorable things. We went bike riding on electric bikes, which made it a lot easier getting around.
And what you're talking about is the El Arco.
Uh-huh.
And it's one of the most photographed natural landmarks in Mexico.
Yeah.
And it's something that you can see by boat, kayak, or just from a scenic overlook.
Yes.
So what unique excursions besides whale watching do they have?
Oh, boy. I love the city tour. We got to go to a glass blowing exhibit. We went tasting tequila. They had all different types of tequila. I didn't even know. There was like a chocolate tequila and things like that. And it was just really nice. I met people there that I'm still in touch with. I've got a relative that's about to go visit. And I am Facebook friends with the daughter of that tour director, and asked her about it. And she had her dad give me a call, give me suggestions on resorts that were closer to where a lot of the other activities, shopping, restaurants, and bars and things are at. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I'm excited to get her there. I wish I could go.
So here's an excursion that surprised me that they do, and it says camel rides. Camel rides along the coastline is one of the excursions that they do there, and that kind of surprised me that they did camel rides there. Snorkeling, of course.
Yeah.
And then you already mentioned whale watching. Mm-hmm. And these are highlighted as some of the best ways to explore the region. They also offer world-class golf. The area is packed with high-end golf courses set among hills, cliffs, and ocean views, a major draw for golf lovers.
Yes.
And they also have a renowned dining and nightlife. Have you ever experienced the nightlife?
We were out a few times, and depending on the resort, some of the all-inclusive resorts cater more to the younger crowd. Mm-hmm. So it's a whole lot of wild partying going on. Mm-hmm. And then some are more subdued, to more mature adults. Some of the resorts are even family, but most of them were adults only.
what are some of the luxury resorts, all-inclusive resorts that are in
Oh, boy.
Cabo?
Well, I remember Hard Rock Cafe.
Hard Rock,
That's popular. They're everywhere.
the Ryu.
Ryu is everywhere. I stayed at Secrets. There's Breathless, Solomar.
What was
Hilton.
amazing about Secrets?
I think the
you waved about.
the people made Secrets special. There were 9 different restaurants, all different types of cuisine, from Mexican food. I had tres leches every day, which was delicious. French, Italian, all sorts of things. The entertainment that they have outside, the fire twirlers and things like that. Lots of different things to do, but the people were so outgoing, really making you comfortable, giving you information about going out, because you can stay right there and be entertained. Water aerobics classes were in the pool, the hot tubs. They had a lot of the cabanas if you just wanted to just chill close to the water. I loved the staff there.
So why stay in an all-inclusive resort?
Well, because everything is included. It's top shelf liquor if you drink. The food is good. Different types of cuisine. There's activities there if you just wanted to relax. There was a couple we met. The wife spent time with us there, but the husband was in his room. He was a DJ, and he was still DJing online. But when you do want to get out, you can, but you don't have to. There's enough going on there to really make it worth your while. Make a memorable vacation.
Yeah, an all-inclusive resort includes
Your food.
your drinks, your entertainment, of course, your hotel.
Yep. Beautiful beaches. Even if you can't swim there, you can walk the beach.
You can walk the beach. Beautiful pools.
Yeah. Yes.
All-inclusive resort includes everything. You just pay one price and that's it.
That's it.
And that's the advantage of having an all-inclusive resort. Any additional information that you can give us about this destination?
Oh, wow. Like I said, stay away in October. That month is rainy. Yeah, pretty much most of October it is, but you got to see it.
Yep. It's a must-see destination.
Yes, it is.
There's available flights flying out there every single day. And, of course, your money goes further in Mexico.
Yes.
So it makes it a desirable destination. And this is probably a lot more comfortable for couples than Cancun. Okay. Because this is kind of a couples resort.
Yes.
And just things to do. And again, the sights to see is just amazing in themselves. A lot of people like going to beach locations to get in the water and get on the beach. Okay, that's not possible. But there's so many things to do: jet skiing, parasailing, scuba diving, surfing, marlin fishing. If you've ever done marlin fishing, it's exciting.
Yes.
And so there's some amazing things to do. So in your research that you've done, have you found anything else about the destination that might be intriguing, or a tip for people to learn about the destination?
There is a particular restaurant called The Office that I think anyone going should take advantage of it. The floor is sand, like you're still on the beach. You can take a water taxi to get to it if you're not right there, one of your resorts. And the tour companies, too, they'll be glad to get you to that location. From there, you can even go kayaking, too.
How many days should they stay?
We stayed a week. And I met people that were just there celebrating a birthday, like 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
I think 3 days would be cutting it short for me. So I would really think anywhere like 5 days
5
at
days,
least.
all inclusive. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I believe all inclusive is the way to go because it includes all your food,
Yeah.
entertainment. So Pamela, why should someone vacation in Cabo?
Well, again, Cabo is beautiful, and the rich history of Cabo San Lucas began many years before becoming the top-rated tourist destination that it is today. Thinking about how many things happened in Los Cabos will make your experience more interesting and valuable, along with the beauty of that region.
Beyond the breathtaking ocean views and luxury resorts, Los Cabo offers a vibrant local culture and welcoming atmosphere that makes every visitor feel at home.
Yes.
Whether you're seeking relaxation on pristine beaches, thrilling outdoor adventures, or unforgettable culinary experiences, this destination truly caters to all tastes and interests. From sunrise to sunset, you'll discover why so many travelers return to Los Cabo year after year, drawn by its charm and diversity. We appreciate your valuable insight on Los Cabo, Pam. Stay tuned as we dive into engaging discussions with Brian James about the benefits of wellness travel. You're listening to The Moment of Truth, presented by Sojourner Truth newspaper. Next, Brian James joins us to explore the rising trend of wellness travel and how it's changing the way people experience their vacation. Brian, in one sentence, what do you do and who do you help?
Okay, I am a travel wellness coordinator, and I deal with a wellness and solo travel for men, mostly.
Okay, and your business name?
Leisure Man Wellness Getaways.
And how long have you been in business?
I've been in business for approximately 5 years on a Leisure Man label.
What makes wellness travel unique?
What makes wellness travel unique is a self-guided and a self-love type of a travel, meaning you're there for health and wellness.
So wellness travel focuses on intentional rest, rejuvenation, and personal growth. It's less about checking off sites and more about returning home feeling better than when you left. Would you agree?
I would agree wholly. Okay. Absolutely.
So what are some of the top highlights of wellness travel?
The type highlights of wellness travel, it's almost like, going for a salon, going to a salon, and you getting everything done for you, where you're relaxing, no pressure, no stress, just about you getting in tune with your body and the things that you like to do.
Pamela, do you have any questions about wellness travel?
So I was listening to it for men only. So do they ever take their wife along, or are these?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, that could be done or coordinated, but a lot of times, like I said, with the solo travel, that's where you get the full experience. And again, that's what a lot of women do.
Yes,
they go and they want to separate and not have to deal with the aspect of having to care for someone else.
Yes,
while you doing that, but caring for yourself.
Definitely.
So wellness travel includes mind-body experiences.
Mm-hmm.
Wellness destinations offer yoga and meditation classes, sound baths, breath work sessions, enforce bathing or guided natural walks.
Yes.
And all these helps slow down and reconnect with yourself. Or as Pam would say, grounding.
Yeah. So you mentioned the sports part of it. And so in a lot of ways, and, not to separate the two, because a lot of times, men and women coordinate. But sometimes there's a disparity because the men like what they like, or the different sports that they like, and the women like the other aspects of listen, I got to get my feet done.
Right.
and my hand, I want to be pampered.
Mani petty.
Yeah, and listen, that is a sport in itself. The mani pedi and the massages. Yeah, that's the sport in itself, and the women partake in it more than the men do.
And you're absolutely right, because my wife announced to my family that I had a mani pedi and everything else, and they looked at me like, "Are you crazy?" But so Pam and I are doing something today that she can kind of explain to you what we're doing today.
Oh, we are going to a place called True Rest Spa, and you soak in salt. It's high concentration of salt water. You feel so smooth afterwards. Your skin is soft and smooth. It's relaxing. It's individual. You don't soak as a couple. So you have your individual pod, you shower and everything first, and just float in that water. I'm thinking about 45 minutes to an hour, something like that. You have soft music to listen to.
Yeah, equivalent to going to a hot spring.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that is so wonderful.
So speaking of that, what is spa and healing therapies?
Okay, spa and healing therapies these will be more like the pools will be more salt and soak. Just like Pam was mentioning, and it gets into the skin, because what the hot water does is it opens your pores and it allows the nutrients to come in and out of the body. And most times after you do any type of a hot spring or anything, that you want to go into a cool place so you can close those things up. Yes. So it's the same thing as getting a facial. What you do, you go with a warm to hot, and then afterwards you cool it down, and with a little mentholatum, and that helps to draw out the impurities, but also it feeds the skin.
Yes.
What does food have to do with wellness travel?
Okay. And that's probably one of the most difficult things to do. And you really want to think about going in with a open projection of what you want to eat or what works for you. And everyone is different. But if you go in with the right meals and eating, and your timing also with when you eat and how you eat. It's about the nutrients. You want to make sure you're getting your proteins, because eating is the only way you're going to really get your proteins in the body. But at the same time, when you're drinking, because you need to flush, the impurities out, and that's where your waters come in.
Pam can probably handle this better than I can when it comes to the foods. But she can talk about that.
Do people give you a hard time as far as introducing a lot of plant-based meals? I know how men like meat. A lot of men just, oh boy, for the most part, just do a lot of meats and breads and things. But the diet just doesn't include a lot of live enzymes or plants. Yeah, so do you have anyone that really objects to that? Men tend to want to go their way. Men like what they like. Yeah.
I'll do that real quickly. Men like what they like.
Meat and potatoes.
Right, meat and potatoes. Again, those are your proteins and your starches. But a lot of times we don't implement the proper oils that are going to get into a body and hold on to those nutrients and the molecules that feed in the right way.
Right.
And we fight against it because it's good. Again, men are hard, and so we want to be able to choose something that's hard because it makes us think that we're eating the right things. But yeah,
healthy fats are so important, though.
Yes, they are. Healthy, salutable fats. Yes, ma'am.
Avocado and even
Olive.
olive oil,
coconut.
avocado oil, coconut oils. Yeah, ditching those old vegetable and canola oils that you see advertised, but they're really bad for the body.
And the goal is to leave feeling lighter and more energized.
That is absolutely true. Yeah, we definitely want to be feel lighter, and when you incorporate that with your activities, I don't necessarily have to be exercise, but when you coordinate that with your activities, yes, you do feel better. And choosing the right meal also for your rest, your sleep. You want to be able to do 6 to 8 hours in between that. And that's the main part of the wellness, because when you sleep right and you eat right, you play right.
So, what are some of the nature-driven destinations?
Okay, the nature-driven destinations are the ones where you definitely have a playa, a beach that you go to, and you could walk your beach. And let the water hit your feet, because the temperatures are going to be, somewhere in between, somewhere right around the 80s. And so getting your feet in the water, it helps with the circulation where you're not bind up. But at the same time, the coolness is what makes you feel better on your feet. That's an immediate thing from your feet into your brain that you're getting, these the cooling waters is what we call it.
So what about the mountains? The mountains, would that be part of the wellness retreat?
That can, but you want to definitely monitor yourself. How are you doing at certain elevations, because that could definitely mess up or make your day. Because when you go into the higher elevations, you get constriction that happens, and so by going it by planning it out, you do so much better by planning it out, and you don't have to move. You shouldn't move that quickly. You should go at a slow pace where your body can catch up. The breathing, and to get the heart rate going.
And the opposite, desert sanctuaries, that would be just the opposite of going up in the mountains.
Yes, absolutely. Again, you're going into a very warm environment, so you want to be able to stay hydrated, and not so much the water, as opposed to, you want to have your proper a fruit or vegetable that you want to eat to hold on to that hydration, hold on to the liquids, so that it stays in the body properly. But again, the rest has to be there. You got to have when it comes to the desert, you got to have your resting period.
So what about movements and fitness options?
Movement and fitness options?
Yes.
Okay.
Hiking,
Right.
Cycling, water sports.
Right. Okay. Cycling is great because you're able to monitor that. It's the same as walking, but you're going to move more with the cycling. And the cycling is going to help out with your breathing. A lot of people don't recognize that, but yeah, it helps out with the breathing if you're trying to do the aerobic and anaerobic type training.
And mental and emotional reset.
Mental and emotional reset.
So what we're talking about is journalizing workshops, detox. Pam and I are getting ready to do a detox, mindfulness coaching, stress management sessions, and these are perfect for anyone feeling overwhelmed or burnt out.
Yes, that's a good point. Overwhelmed and burnt out. So we're talking the cortisol levels, and a lot of times we don't recognize that stress is the major manufacturer of cortisol, and cortisol affects our bodies in a major way from day to day.
Yes.
So the first thing that's going to help out is because you're going to a place of relaxation. Your mind knows this. Your body reacts to it. And then when you get through there, going through that process, of course, you're smiling. You're in anticipation of a good time. So what you've seen in images is actually happening, is in the play. And so that's a wonderful thing for wellness, a wonderful thing.
Brian, what about sleep? How
Okay.
like how important is sleep?
The sleep is the major driver. Sleep is restoration, and you gotta have. Anytime you're doing something, you gotta restore yourself. Even when you're eating, there has to be a restorative effect that needs to happen. And so, I'll give an example. Like a water cutoff. During the night, you want to cut off during the night because you don't want to be getting up and using that, because that breaks up the sleep.
Okay.
And so you want to be able to do that and feel great in the morning. So anytime when you have a good night's sleep, you recognize that you wake up early. You don't have to be, nothing wakes you up. You wake up on your own.
Okay. True wellness starts with rest, correct?
Absolutely.
And we're going to recap wellness travel real fast. Wellness travel focuses on intentional rest, rejuvenation, and personal growth. And it's less about checking off sites and more about returning home feeling better than when you left.
Yes.
So, Brian, I'd like to close this out. I'd like to thank you, Brian James, for the valuable information you shared on wellness travel. And we look forward to talking to you another time.
Yes. Yeah, it's a wonderful time. Talking to you, Pam, and you, Ricky, and you do
Thank you.
Such a good job doing what you do.
You as well. We'd like to take advantage of one of these trips.
All right. Yes, we will.
All right.
Alrighty, folks.
And I would
Have a
like to
good day.
thank all our guests, Joanne Ricks, tips on traveling with kids, Brian James, information on wellness travel, and my co-host has given us her expertise on Los Cabos. As we wrap up, remember that travel can be much more than a getaway. It's a chance to rejuvenate, bond, and explore new facets of personal and family wellness. Whether you're planning your next adventure with loved ones, seeking fresh experience to enrich your routine, or simply aiming to reconnect with yourself, let these expert tips inspire your journey. Each destination offers its own unique path to well-being. So take what's most and step confidently into the next trip, knowing you're cultivating memories and health along the way.
The Local Thread is a production of WGTE Public Media. Episodes can be heard weeknights at 7 on FM 91 or anytime at WGTE.org.
The views and opinions expressed in the Local Thread are those of the hosts of the program and its guests. They do not necessarily reflect the views or opinions of WGTE Public Media.